Bonjour and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and collectors. It's the best day of the week. It's New Comic Book Day. Obviously not now, but I know it's a Wednesday, but when you think about it, we're all going to have a different New Comic Book Day. So, doesn't matter what day you pick up your new comics. What I'm going to do is bring you what, in my opinion, is the top 10 best comics of the week. After the scroll, we will do a deep dive on my top 5 of those comics out of the 10. That's where all the spoilers will be. So beware if you still haven't picked up your stash, or you get it monthly, or you just want a snippet of something, just please beware. I don't want to spoil stuff for you guys, because these are the 10 best of the week. Hopefully I can point you in the direction of something you might not have been considering, or reinforce your, just make you go and get it. That'd be great. That would be great. Right at the end of the video, and it's all chapterized, as you may or may not have noticed, we will have a little bit of fun. Not that the rest of the video isn't fun. Well, I hope you enjoy it. But right at the end, we just have a little bit of fun doing a cover of the week. And what I like to do is imagine that I was that kid again. Yeah, I know, all right, I know it was a long time ago, but bear with me. And we was on the way to the spinner rack, or the shelf at the drugstore, or the newsagent, depending on your side of the Atlantic. And it was the covers. It was that drew us in. Whether it was superheroes versus dinosaurs, or monsters and whatever, right? Spaceships, whatever it was, that's our cover of the week. It's the blatantly best cover to sell your book. And sometimes we were disappointed, weren't we? You can't go solely on the cover, can you, all the time? You can't, especially nowadays with variants, because the variants look gorgeous, yet the contents within are trash. X-Men from the Ashes, I'm looking at you. Anyway, but we don't go there, because this is about the best stuff. And I've got 10, and I've got a little, no, it's not a, I was going to say lecture of the week, but that sounds a bit dry and boring. I've got a, I don't know what to call it. I've got a comic. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this first before we do the top 10, if you will permit me. And the top 10 is chapterized, so if you want to skip this bit, it's not a lecture. I picked this up this week, right? And thank you, Lizzie and Jamie at New Dawn Comics in Rayleigh, Essex, where I don't normally pick up my, I get it from, as you guys know, it will be from Paul at Comics and Fantasy in Hornchurch, Essex. But he does have a couple of, he gets a few different bits in. Anyway, he knows that I'm putting a stash of comics together for my new grandson. And he's only 3 months old at the moment, but I'm obviously enjoying putting together a little collection of stuff that I can get him into. So I'm picking up Batman, Scooby-Doo, Sonic, and a few other along those lines. This comic that was put in my hands by Lizzie this week, I tell you what, is a prime example of how professional writers and a professional editorial department create all ages entertainment that does not speak down to its audience. Now, let me clarify that. It doesn't make you feel like a child when you're reading it. Now, my big bugbear, I've got to get, I know I had my rant video. My big bugbear with the X-Men titles, and a bit of wider Marvel as well at the moment, is that they are clearly targeting some kind of preteen audience, female, that doesn't exist. Yet this comic can appeal to me, and it will be something that I can put in a child's hand for my grandson to enjoy, when obviously not at 3 months old, but you know what I mean. Come on. And he will enjoy it. But the last thing you want is to be spoken down to. Those X-Men books, they speak to children, and I can't see any, and it's my opinion. I'm dropping the lot, so if you expect me to review any X-Men titles in the future, you're out of luck. I'm not wasting any more money on those, I don't know, 10, 12 titles, what I've done in the video. But let us get on. But I just thought, anyway, that's a good comic. I was so pleasantly surprised. I don't really want to put it in Sonny's box now. I want to keep it for me. Anyway, guys, it's done in that Batman animated style. This isn't in the top 10, by the way. This is an aside. But I'm sorry I've started this video off with a little bit. It was a little bit lectury, wasn't it? So I am sorry. The rest of this is going to be glorious top 10. You can see how those crap comics have got under my skin this week, but this isn't one of them. It's a great comic. And look at the cover. And look who's on it. Look, and I know it's based on a game and stuff like that, but nevertheless, professional, a simple story told well. Top marks to DC for that, I'll tell you what. And it will be in cover of the week, so I'm just going to put it on that little pile there. Let's go through the top 10, shall we? Here we go. Beautiful stuff. As usual, Tom King. He done an issue a few months ago where Wonder Woman and Superman go to this big shopping mall in space, the biggest shopping centre in the universe, to buy a present for Bruce Wayne. And it was one of those light-hearted breaks from the norm, you know, just give us a breather from all the really, really heavy stuff Tom King's dealing with in this storyline. This is another issue where, and Mark Waid does it with World's Finest, and Tom King is now doing it. He's relaxing a bit, as far as I'm concerned. And you can tell he's enjoying himself. And this, he's playing. Obviously, it's an absolute power tie-in. And there's obviously a ton of other characters in it. And he's really enjoying himself. And I really enjoyed myself reading this comic. And it's got like a lighter tone to it, which we will do in the deep dive. So bear with me. And it's Robin that's kind of the comedic foil in the story, and I really did enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sorry, guys, if you're a regular of mine, I know, I can't help myself. A worthy successor. This has been in my top 10. It's been in the top 5 for the deep dive so many times. I'm so sorry. I will keep banging on about this comic. And if you're a regular viewer, you know me. You know I'm a Marvelite. But I have been singing this comic's praises since I clapped my eyes on the first issue I bought was issue 7. And I immediately bought the first 6 issues. And I've got the whole run. And I know that it's a shame that Dan Mora isn't on this, but he's doing the absolute power stuff. But a very, very worthy successor on art duties. Superb. And as long as they just keep him, fine. And obviously Mark Waid on the writing duties, fine. Just a brilliant comic. This is how you do superheroes, Marvel. This is how you do it. And it hurts me to say that. It thoroughly, thoroughly hurts me to say it. The next 3 comics is that they're all battling for the top spot. They're all battling for Book of the Week. First up is Hellblazer, which continues to deliver. Simon Spurrier has found his spiritual home here. He's a great writer. It feels like he was born to write this. And this was a story about mocking Hollywood and about selling your soul to the devil to get your film made and all the rest of it. And Aaron Campbell on the art has done some sensational artwork in that. So we'll have a little look at that. I know a lot doesn't go on. My top 3 here, actually, including the beautiful, and I'm sorry guys if you're watching this in America, and hello, and if you're one of my Threads friends, welcome, love you all. We have a great time on Threads. While I'm on that subject, if you're not on Threads and you're watching this, get over there, the comic community over there, Comic Threads, get on it. Great bunch of people, just a great positive bunch of people. And I know I had my whinge this week, but I am allowed. Anyway, this is beautiful. Biltquist Eve, I hope I'm getting her name right. I just ended up, and it's really wordy. I'm going to do a deep dive on this. It's really wordy and compounded with that is this beautiful artwork. So you're reading loads of words, but you can't not stare at the pictures. And I mean, stare and soak it in. I mean, I've got it open in front of me now, and I'm even looking. Such exquisitely beautiful artwork. Honestly, guys, if you're not picking this up, and she was the one that did the Super Girl Woman of Tomorrow, I hope I got that one right. Absolutely stunning. I don't know what other words to use. So I'll put that down and we'll have a deep dive on that. Because if you're not getting it, I'm sure you're all aware of it if you're watching these comic book videos and all that. Book of the week. So it was either out of Hellblazer, Helen of Wyndhorn. I'm sorry because it come to the UK late, so I'm sorry. What I was getting at was sorry to the US viewers. If you think, oh tight, that come out 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, but I only just got it this week. I think I did. I think I have made this book of the week before. What are we on? Issue 4 now, is it? No, issue 3. Guys. Wow. It is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest through a surrealist. It's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, directed by David Lynch. Oh God, that's all I've got, and we are going to have a look at it. But to be fair, there aren't going to be no spoilers because we're 3 issues in. We don't know what's going on. These guys appear this month. They float down. Actually, that's a spoiler. So, not a spoiler, but we'll go through it. We'll go through it after the scroll. So that's my top 5 for the deep dive. Join me or skip ahead now and do that. The next 5, and I'll try and rein it in a little bit because I can see like I'm going to really, this is going to be an hour and a half adventure in comics. I had to pick this one up. I've got a soft spot. I'm a big Bronze Age Marvel collector, so this was well worth it. Couple of stories, astonishing tales. So a little bit of an anthology, but all about Deathlock. So really enjoyed it. That was worth it, just as a one-off, just as a, This continues to be quality. Absolute quality, these EC comics. But spot on. Different lengths. What I like as well is they're not all kind of like rigidly uniformed, 8 pages or 10 pages. Here's 3 stories. There's quite a long story at the beginning. Then I think there's a little 2 or 3 pager, 6 pager about a young vampire and her adventure. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And they really kept that EC twist at the twist ending, which I really enjoy. And what I am really, just on a little detailed note, using the old font from the old EC comics, I think is such a nice touch. Why not? If you're going to use their logo and their name, use the font, bring it back. Again, I know this has been in my top 10. When Nick Klein is on this, it's something special. Enough said. It really is something special, this book. The horror element, the horror road they're going down. I don't know how long I want to see it, but at the moment I am thoroughly enjoying it. But I think that era of this horror thing. I don't think I want to see the Hulk for another year or two in this horror environment. If you understand what I mean, it's for me. It's like, oh my God, this was the moment when, a bit like when he was a gangster. I really didn't enjoy that. I think that was Peter David. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comments. Was that not the Peter David one where he was a gangster? I didn't like that one bit, but I'm thoroughly enjoying that as like the aside, like where it's not just the Hulk smash. Been picking that up. What we're on 17 issues now. Yeah, thoroughly, just great stuff. Great stuff. Now, Riley Rosmo, his art style really does suit this, and it is what I like about it is it's an intriguing story that they're only giving you clues. They're not explaining everything for you. You've got to work bits out, and it's just nicely intriguing. It's not confusing. You've just got to let the story unfold and work things out for yourself. I mean, Paranoid Gardens is the extreme, where you're trying to work it out for yourself, but it's just as mad as a bag of frogs. This, and my next honourable mention, this, where these two, a cowboy and a samurai, are on a quest through hell. That's it. But it's a bit more than that. And you do have to work things out for yourself. It's really, this has been a thoroughly intriguing. And I did read the first 3 issues in one go. So this will definitely read better as a graphic novel. Like, just read it in one collected edition. I think you'll have a better time with that one. And I think this will probably, because the threads that they're weaving in this first issue, and there are several, the enjoyment is as they come together in each chapter stroke issue. But I really, Riley Rosmo's artwork suits the story really nicely. His artwork, he's got a very unique style, which it has taken me a little while, I'll be honest. It's taken me a little while to get used to his art style. And I couldn't stomach the Robin thing he did. I'm sorry, I couldn't. But the stuff he's done since, his art style just suits it. He doesn't suit the superhero genre, for me. I'm not saying you should hate the Robin series he did. I'm just saying, for me, he's not a superhero artist. But on that book, great. Suits the kind of sci-fi, all set in the future. You don't quite know what's going on. Very intriguing first issue. After the scroll, we will do a deep dive on the top 5. Please join me if you dare. Okay, guys, so let's get stuck in. Right, Wonder Woman, 13 issues in, and we've got Tony Daniel on the art now. Tom King obviously has written all the, and what's his name back from the Stephen, whatever his name is, Diana's boyfriend, and the running joke across this issue, which I found so thoroughly entertaining, is the fact that she's so pleased to see him that she can't stop kissing his face off. But this little tut, this little tut from Robin, because they've got a mission to accomplish. This isn't the best. What I'm going to say though about Tony Daniels' art, this isn't the best art I've ever seen him do. But I don't know if he's obviously got bills to pay, and it's not crap artwork. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look at panels like this, and look, they're at it again. So they're halfway through the mission. Here he is tutting again, and this little runs through the whole storyline, and they even use the old trope. You know, it's more of a cinematic trope. We go on, right? Do we go on 3? We go on 1. You know, 2, 1, 2, 3. What do we do? Do we go on 1? Do we go on 3, or do we go on after 3? I think it was Mel Gibson, wasn't it, in the Lethal Weapon movie that first started that trope, I think. Anyway. But what they do, what Tom King does, look, there's still a little tut. So you've got Diana and Stephen kind of snogging their way through this mission. Any excuse, but it's not a silly story. You know, Tom King doesn't do that. He just lightens these moments, and there is quite a dark for all of that levity with the tutting. There are high stakes here because obviously it's an absolute power tie-in. Wonder Woman hasn't got her powers, but nevertheless, this was such a well-crafted moment where these guards with their guns are saying, right, you haven't got your powers, so right, you better get ready, we're going to shoot you. And there she is holding the sword. Powerful. It was powerful stuff. And she's doing this, and there's consequences. There's consequences for Diana doing this. Love that's not as much as I wasn't slating Tony Daniels' artwork, by the way, but this is nicely done. I'm not slating his artwork, I'm just saying this is the loosest I've ever seen him do. But if he's going to do a monthly title, then I suppose he's got to think about chimps attacking and the cavalry arrive. So here we are midpoint, and then, like I say, there are consequences, and it was Tom King really did weave some nice sweet moments into this story without being too like sickly with it. You know, moments like this, it really was deftly done. Not deftly as in you can't hear, but deftly. Anyway, guys, that's the first up for one of my top books. Continues to be just a great read. And yes, this is always a great read. Mark Waid. This is his finest work. Yeah, no, I think I've done that joke before. Anyway, the guy who's taken over from Dan Mora is Adrian Gutierrez, and as you can see, his artwork is also thoroughly superb. He nails the superhero. This is Mark Waid's superhero opus. So you need a guy or a girl that can just draw great superheroes and great supervillains. Here's Eclipso. He's back. This is the first part of the new storyline, and it is glorious, guys. It's glorious, and that's all I have to say. All I have to do is show you these pages and tell you that Mark Waid is on fire with this book. It's been the best every month, every week this comes out. It's the best superhero comic. Any week this comes out, if you've got your superhero comic coming out, then you'd better fear you will be at least number 2. At least. Mark Waid just makes it look easy. Look at this stuff. It's just everyone's in it. Everyone's in it. And I won't go to the back page because that is a major spoiler. Won't go to. But so this is just setting up first part of a new mission. It's setting up. It's not an absolute power tie-in, which is nice. Nice breath of fresh air. Absolute powers going on over there. bring us a Calypso. I wanted to sing then, but I'm not going to. We don't go there on the back issue videos. Oh, guys, I don't know what I'm going to show you. I don't know why I'm doing a deep dive on this. As beautiful as Aaron Campbell's artwork is on this, you know straight from the beginning, this guy's sitting down talking to a film producer. And straight away, you know, I don't know what this is, but you, as the reader, you don't. And it's a murky, it draws us straight in. But what's happening is, as he's telling the story about the film he's just made, we realise quite quickly that it's good old John Constantine that is pulling the strings behind the scenes. And I know I can't show you, look, it is wordy, yeah, but you need it. You need it. But it's in my top 5, so I've got to show you. I've got to show you. And it's a different Hellblazer story, which is what I really enjoyed, you know. But it is dense. It's a dense read, but well worth it. Beautiful. If you haven't picked this up, it's the best. And I know I've said this before. You know, look at this like transformation scene. So nicely done in a way, and no words. There's been enough words. Like Simon Spurrier is clever enough to know you do not need to narrate that. You don't need a description. Work with your artist. Just do it. Love it. Lovely stuff. Very lovely stuff. And it goes all over the place. This storyline. Now, you know, we're in Hollywood proper now. We've gone back to the bloke who's narrating the story at the beginning. Now we go back to, you know, him meeting this agent woman. And but what it is, in essence, is a complete well, piss take is the only word I can find of Hollywood and devil worship and etc. etc. You know, all these conspiracy theories that abound about what goes on in Hollywood and drinking the blood of children and all the rest of it. Well, look, here's Grumman's Theatre or Man's China, whatever it's called, in you know, where all the stars are in Hollywood. Is 3 demons that run, the kindly ones that run it, and we're still after the grain of sand, you know, from the Sandman. So yes, it's all kicking off. But Aaron Campbell, it is Aaron Campbell, isn't it? Sorry, yeah, Aaron Campbell. Yeah, great artwork. It suits this style of story just spot on. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. Vying for top, and that could have been, that Hellblazer could have been top comic. Anyway, Helen of Wyndhorn, it's issue 4 now. All I want to do is show off this artwork, this Bill Quisevely's artwork. Tom King is weaving a tale in the spirit of the classics, with plenty of narration. It's done via a diary entries, so a very, very classical kind of approach. But just look at it, and the colouring as well. I think I did mention the colouring before. Matthias Lopez, yeah, I know I've mentioned his name before, because it is just a beautiful stuff like this. Look at that for a page of comic book artwork. That is a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. What more can I say? What more can I say? This is the story of Helen transforming herself into the warrior. You know, getting trained by the butler, who we don't really know his history, we don't really know his background. And a theme running through this week's Best Comics, actually, is you don't have to tell the reader everything. You don't have to tell us everything. You know, we don't know who the butler is. Just retain a bit of mystery. We'll learn. we'll learn through the next couple of issues. And I don't want this to end. I know there's 2 more issues. I don't want this to end. What a beautiful illustration. I can't get over her artwork. I can't, and I won't get over it. Stuff like this. I mean, I don't know what size she draws in, but she's beautiful from issue 1. Absolutely beautiful. But nevertheless, panels like this. Look, this is comic book. This is sequential artwork. Shock. If it was camera work, shock. Just see the back. It's him now, and then a smile. I mean, come on. In 1 page, anger, shock, realization, cuddle. 1 page, job done. Absolutely stunning. As well as panels like this. And I will leave it here, because all I'm going to do is just make this a fanboy page of video of just Bilquis Evely, which I am in the mood to do. But just look at the ease with which she will use just enough to create a beautiful panel like that. And the colouring, I will say, the colouring. But in black and white, this would be a beautiful thing. Absolutely stunning. I can't gush about this enough. Look, and then you get panels like this. Look at that. We're midpoint now. Look, here's the stable. So I will leave it there. But a thoroughly enjoyable. I can't wait when I pick this up. And the good thing is, where I've waited so long for this, like I'm 2 or 3 weeks late with this, I know I'm only a week or 2 away from the next issue. So it'll be double Helen of Wyndhorn, which can only be a good thing. So, and that and Hellblazer could have been top dog book of the week, but no, it's this one. And guys, I don't know what's in Gerard Way's head. I don't know what particular brand of mushroom or vegetable he eats, but I want some. And it's set in this. If you don't know by now, all we are is in an old people's home. We're following our main character. I forget her name now. This is our main character, who we think is a physiotherapist. And what I'm thinking is that these characters are not real. It's part of being in this. Is Paranoid Gardens an insane asylum? Because in this issue, the ground is dying because the nefarious doctor has got a plot. I mean, look, this creature who's like the main mate, which is what gives me the vibes of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The main nurse in it. Oh, they did a series on her as well, didn't they, on Netflix? I can't think of. Oh, yeah, another video. geekyOlhog, can't remember names. Never mind. We're all used to it now, aren't we? This super powered human has arrived, and she's got a link with him. And if I'm not making sense trying to explain this story, then that's because I don't know what's going on. But again, artwork wise, Phil Weston's most brilliant work to date. We just don't know what's going on. What happens here? I haven't got a clue. We had been introduced to this character wearing this mask in previous issues, but look how jarring it is. But it's glorious. It revels in it. It does not shy away from the fact that we don't know what's going on. But there is, nevertheless, there is something really engaging about it, and it is down to Weston's artwork, because the characters that we are introduced to from issue 1, we want to follow them. We want to follow them. But then they bring a new character in. I think he was in the last issue. But we don't know what's going on with him, but we want to know more. So you want to turn the page and you want to get the next issue. Here's some nice flashback sequences done in monotone. You know, black, white and greys. Love it. Absolutely love it. This comic is as mad as the proverbial bag of frogs, but I love it. And these guys, I know I said I was going to... Basically, they get a delivery. Hold on, where is it? They get a delivery and they're shocked. They're shocked that the delivery driver, like ring, ring, they're all shocked in the home. The delivery driver's turned up, but they're shocked. Look, how did you get here? Anyway, these guys float down and gas him. But don't just gas him and he drops unconscious. He's gone. He's gone. And the parcel he had, like he's dropped, is the motif that these people floating around in the air were wearing around their necks. The dollar sign. So, well, it looks like a dollar sign. I don't know what it is. It's like the cross and then an S. So I don't know. That's obviously to be revealed. Yeah. I'll have to leave it there. Yes, that's where we are. That's where we are. You know, these guys floating down. Don't know what that means. Haven't got a clue. Here's mushrooms. I mean, I don't know. I didn't mean to mention mushrooms at the beginning. Now here they are. But anyway, mushrooms will inherit the earth, won't they? Cover of the week, guys. That isn't going to be a cover of the week. It just doesn't. No, it doesn't do it. That wouldn't have got us to the spinner rack, would it? A total eclipso. I'm still tempted to sing. I am. Wonder Woman. These are the covers that are going to tempt. Like Batman, Superman. He's on fire. He's got power coming from his hands, and he's happy. Wonder Woman with the booster gold, and you know, is that Impulse? I don't know. I'm not a big DC fan. And Superboy and Robin. You know, come on, it's all going on. Action scene. Deathlock. Look who's in. I like the way they've done it in the old, you know, Marvel comic style, which, you know, that's what attracted me. I'm not a big variant. In fact, look at that. Kind of zombie-like character taking a bin bag full of body parts down the stairs. But I love the red glow around it at the bottom. I think that is a superb illustration. Absolutely superb. Look at this. Multiverses. So we've got we've got World's Finest versus Bugs. Look, we've got Tom and Jerry here. Look, we've got Scooby in the background, and assorted others that I don't know because I'm of a certain age. And there are plenty of good covers here this week, guys. I mean, that is a decent cover with Juggernaut smashing through the wall. That is also an action-packed cover, if you're into it. And so is this. If you're going to sell a comic, just have guns blazing, look, bullet cases in the air. Yeah, hands round necks, screaming. I want to include this one, just to say that I am quite sad to see the back of the Darth Vader and the main Star Wars comic. Lionel Francis Yu has done some wonderful covers for this, but that says it all. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to have some of that. Destro. This has been a decent read. It's been a decent read. It wasn't in my top 10 because I had a really strong top 10 this week. But missiles coming out of the air. These two getting ready. He's got a gun. I mean, come on. Wolverine and Mr. Sinister. Well, again, Philip Tan, he can draw Carney. But what is the cover of the week? Is it just standard? think it's great, and I like this bit. I don't know quite what it is. Is it? I don't know what they're trying to do there. Don't know if they're trying to make it on a phone, or I don't know what they're trying to do there. Deathlock, look, he's got all the bits going on, and it's Doom in the background. Star Wars fans would love it, but it's static and it's classic. It's just all classic. Well, it's not, is it? Because we've got new characters anyway. It's very, very static. That's great. I've got to say, it's got it all going on, but so is this. So is the. Again, it's only for the horror. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. What do we think? You've got old Polaris there, really, really shaking things up. I think it's better than the Eclipso one, even though it's a total eclipse and it makes me want to sing. Oh, it is a hard one this week, and it is a load of good. It's a lot of good comic covers. Like, guys, if you was going towards the spinner rack, but do you know what, guys? I don't know if this is going to be controversial and you're going to scream at me, but I'm going for that one. I'm going for that one because I think, I know it's a static one, but there is so much going on, and I would be wondering, what? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Bugs, Tom and Jerry. Honestly, guys, I would be wondering, what's going on? I need to get it. And it's, in a way, it's literally what I did. So, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I will leave it there. If you followed me this far, thank you so much, because it is a bit of an epic one this week, because I had a little bit of I don't know what I'm going to call it, not a lecture of the week, but anyway. And until next week, I hope you can join me. And until then, I will bid you adios.